In this presentation, we are going to cover three sections: IRS updates for 2020, common issues, and tax resolution scenarios. Be sure to review Publication 5307, Tax Reform, Basics for Individuals and Families. Major tax reform that affects both individuals and businesses was enacted in December 2017. It's commonly referred to as the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, or TCJA, or tax reform. For 2019, the top tax rate is 37%. That's for taxpayers with greater than $510,300 in income. The remaining tax rates are 35%, 32%, 24%, 22%, 12%, all the way down to 10%. For 2019, as in 2018, there is no limitation on itemized deductions, as that limitation was eliminated by the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Personal exemptions have been eliminated. Standard deductions: $12,200 for individuals, $18,350 for heads of household, and $24,400 for married couples filing jointly. The additional standard deduction amount for the aged or blind is $1,300. One of the significant changes to itemized deductions is that most miscellaneous itemized deductions have been eliminated. For instance, deduction for employee business expenses, tax preparation fees, employment-related education expenses, job search expenses, investments expenses related to pass-through entities. Eliminated. The IRS gives taxpayers many credits and deductions. Here's just a few: student loan interest deduction, American Opportunity Tax Credit, Lifetime Learning Credit, Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Earned Income Tax Credit, Adoption Credit, and many more. Be sure to always update taxpayers of tax scams and alerts. You should Google IRS scams. Here are just a few: the new version of the Social Security number scam, IRS impersonation phone calls, as well as tax transcript email scams. Review IRS scams on the irs.gov website for more information. Here are some common issues taxpayers will face in 2020. Be sure to review Publication 5349, Year-Round Planning, Check Withholding, Organize Tax Records, Identify Filing and Dependent Status. Retirement contribution limits. 401k contribution limits increases to $19,000 for 2019, and IRA limits increase to $6,000. The standard mileage rate deduction: 58 cents per mile for business miles driven, up from 54.5 cents for 2018. 20 cents per mile driven for medical or moving purposes, up from 18 cents for 2018. The shared responsibility penalty will no longer be assessed in 2019. Wage withholding is the most common issue W-2 taxpayers run into when they have a balance due. The taxpayers should file a new W-4 with their employer to avoid the estimated tax penalty due to insufficient federal tax withholding. Common penalties include failure to file when you don't file your tax return by April 15th, failure to pay when you don't pay your taxes reported due by April 15th, and failure to pay proper estimated tax when estimated tax is due and not paid. You can give taxpayers a PREP checklist: Social Security cards, birth dates for themselves, spouses, and dependents, wage and earning statements, W-2s or 1099s, last year's tax returns, a 1095-A health statement, bank account routing numbers for direct deposit, and more. For refunds, send taxpayers to irs.gov/refunds to check their refund status. Inform them the quickest way to receive their refund is by direct deposit. Paper returns may take up to 4 to 6 weeks. Tax resolution scenarios. When one of your clients owes back taxes, let them know tax finders will resolve their issue. Ask every client if they owe back taxes. You may find they also will have years where they have not filed a return. Ask if your client has received any threatening letter from the IRS with an intent to seize property or levy bank accounts. Ask if your client has received a federal tax lien. We will review any notice or IRS threat of collections and put together the best strategy to resolve the taxpayer's account. Assure your client the IRS offers many relief programs to resolve their account, which include installment agreements, offering compromise, settle for less than they owe, not collectible status, removing them from collections for a period of time, and many more. Let's get ready to serve and make 2020 the best experience the public has had with tax preparation services. Go Toro Tax.